All right, I want to start this lesson by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah, Kwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles and teachers and wise men of great millstone that I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Salutations out there to the elect. All right, I'm going to start this lesson in the book of, let's see. As a matter of fact, let's start the video and then I'll get some scriptures.
A story you'll see only on NBC Bay Area. A San Jose family is talking tonight about the devastating and painful loss of a beloved mother and young daughter killed in a fiery crash on Highway 87 in December. The DA has now filed murder charges against the driver who hit them, saying he was going more than 100 miles an hour at the time. Tonight, the family sat down only with our Damian Trujillo.
So this was in Tahoe? Yeah. So this was Tahoe and that was Tahoe.
In every photo on the Ballesteri family wall, you see a smiling Ivana and her daughter Lily, a toddler who hadn't turned 2.
They were rays of sunshine. Ivana did not have a mean bone in her body. She was always very kind, very open.
My little Lily, she was a sunshine.
On December 2nd of last year, Ivana and Lily were on Highway 87 when traffic came to a stop. Ivana's fiancé, Zachary, was driving.
You saw him coming?
Yeah. We were at a full stop, and I looked in my rear view mirror and I literally thought, is he going to stop? And
he didn't stop. The DA says Zachary Chernicki hit the car at more than 100 miles per hour. The family attorney says data from Chernicki's car showed he'd been going more than 140 miles per hour at times. This is the first time anyone has shown this video. The fiancé and father jumped out of the burning car and desperately tried to save his family.
You did what any husband, father would do. You try to save them.
He couldn't because it was their time to go, you see, which that time was decided by the Lord. Let's start with this scripture right here. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, "See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me." You see, there's no two most highs. There's only one most high, and then you have his son, Yahweh Shai, who is under him. You see, it says, I kill. You see, I kill, I make alive, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. You see, so the Lord decides who goes and who stays. The Most High's realm is in the heavens. The Lord ruleth. The Most High ruleth in the heavens. That's his dimension. That's his realm. You see, and the Son sits at his right hand. So the Lord kills. Let's get another scripture. This is Psalms 68 and 20. It says, "He that is our God or power is the power of salvation. And unto God, the Lord, the Most High, belong the issues from death." You see? Unto the Lord belong the issues from death. Let's read this in the NLT or the AMP. Let's see what it says. Let's see. It says, Salakia. It says, "Our God is the God who saves. The sovereign Lord rescues us from death." Well, let's get another one. Let's get the AMP. I don't like that one. It says, "God is to us a God who acts." Salaki, it says, "God is to us a God of acts of salvation, and to God the Lord belong escapes from death, setting us free," which the Lord decides who lives and who dies. You see, the Lord brings that evil time upon people. You see, so let's get some more precepts. All right, this is, let's see, it's like, yeah, man. evil time. Let's get these two precepts. Create evil. All right, this is the book of Isaiah 45:7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. The Lord Yahweh, the Lord creates evil. Now let's get this precept. Psalms 37:19, it says, Salakia. Let's see. That's not the one I'm looking for. This is Salakia. It's Ecclesiastes 9:12. It says, for man knoweth not his time. It says, as the fishes are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in a snare, so are the sons of man snared in an evil time when it suddenly fall upon them. You see? So they didn't know that they were gonna, be judged in that time. You see? They thought the guy was going to stop, especially the husband. He thought the guy was gonna stop, but he was going over 100 miles per hour. Come on, that's judgment from the Lord. It says the mother and the toddler, they were unalive. You see, he survived because it wasn't his time, but the Lord brought judgment upon them.
I was, it's blurry and vivid at the same time. I was concussed and I'm running off adrenaline. And
Ivana and Lily died inside the burning car. Chernicki now faces 2 counts of murder. The pain is still raw for the family.
It destroyed my life, and my kids' life, and my wife's life. Every morning I get up for the bed, I think about Zach, I gotta bring in my babies. That's not. And that's I get in my mind every day.
You deal with a myriad of emotions. I mean, there's hurt, there's heartbreak, and then there's anger and frustration at the same time. How do you manage one side and the other side?
It's hard. Trying to hear her in my mind to go work out, go on a run or do something. But, I just want to lay in bed and not do anything. So it's just trying to find the balance and trying to keep her memory.
The family says they're telling their story, hoping it serves as a teachable moment.
So we just really want to bring attention to it, to, make a plea to the community to slow down and think about, getting home safe, the next person getting home safe, so we don't have to go through something like this.
Your heart was shattered. Is there room in that heart for forgiveness?
When we saw him in the courthouse, there was the tiniest little microscopic piece of me that felt, slightly bad for him, because I know prison's hell. It's probably worse than death. But then I got home and I realized, I'm in prison every day, and no, I don't have any,
You're not there yet.
no, I don't think I ever will be.
We reached out to Chernicki and his attorney for his story, but did not hear back.
Let's get another scripture. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord have not done it? You see? So the Lord brought that evil time upon their family. And unfortunately, the mother and the child, died. But it's judgment from the Lord. You see? Because the Lord doesn't just afflict willingly, nor grieve the children of man. Let's get that. Let's end with that one, because I don't want people to think, oh, the Lord, he's just eating. No, the Lord is righteous, and he's balanced, and his ways are equal. That's what people need to understand. Lord just don't, bring judgment upon people all willy-nilly. This is Lamentation. Let's see. Lamentations. I think it's 3. Let's go to Lamentations 3. Slovakia. Here we go. Lamentations 3. Let's start at verse. This is Jeremiah talking about his affliction, but he knew that the Lord would have mercy eventually. Let's jump in at verse 31. It says, "For the Lord will not cast off forever, but though he cause grief, yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercies." This is the point. "For the Lord doeth not afflict willingly, nor grieve the children of man." You see? It says to crush under his foot all the prisoners of the earth, to turn aside the right of a man before the face of the Most High, to subvert a man in his cause, the Lord approve it not. You see? So the Lord doesn't bring judgment upon you unless you've done what? Sin and iniquity, and you continue to do it. Like the scripture says, the wages of sin is death. It says, "Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass, when the Lord commanded it not?" You see? Verse 38, "Out of the mouth of the Most High proceeded not good and evil." You see? What did it say? When I read the previous scriptures, it says, "I make peace and I create evil." You see? Verse 39, it says, "Wherefore do a living man complain, a man for the punishment of his sins?" You see? So that's why that mother and child died in that accident. That was judgment from the Lord. All right, I'll end the lesson here. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Shalom.